Welcome to the Fulcrum Kitchen, Fairshire, Yorkshire. Today on our live session I'm going to be talking to you about salad. So basically, hello Liberty Food Bank, good to see you again, hope you're well. Salads are a wonderful thing. We're coming into spring now, you'll notice it's getting lighter every night time, the clocks go forward I believe at the end of the month as well, so we're going to have lovely light evenings, lighter mornings. We're getting out and about, we're hopefully coming out of lockdown now, hoping everyone's fitting well, so it's a great time to start looking after ourselves and eating more salads, okay? Now salads are wonderful on their own or as part of a meal as well. But today I'm going to show you a few little basic principles about salads, some great ideas to make them a nice balanced meal, and in addition to that as well, I'm going to show you how to make your own dressing so you can save some money. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do something that is loosely based on a Greek salad. Now Greek salads is one of my favourite, and it's a great way of using surplus vegetables. It's a lot of the veg that we've had in this week that I'm using, so for the people who are watching from the communities etc, you'll probably have this sent out to you. So again, you can make a salad using these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to secure my chopping board. Now I'm not going to cover too much on knife skills today. We're going to do that in a separate session for those who are interested. But just going to put the mat under my board just to secure it. I've got a nice sharp knife there, and I'm going to just start to prepare a few ingredients. So I've got a nice clean bowl, and I'm going to pop everything into this bowl. So the salad we're doing, like I say, it's a Greek salad. Now I want to show you a few little hints and tips on this one. The first thing I'm going to start with is cucumber. Now it's really important, and it goes without saying, but you must wash all your fruit and vegetables, they grow in the ground, etc. So you want to make sure they're washed, yeah? Now this has been washed, even though it comes in the plastic covering. Just take that off, give it a quick wash. Now you could go old school, and you can do it into little sort of rounds like that, okay? How we used to do back in the 80s, but you're all too young to remember that. So I'm going to show you a nice little modern take on it. The one thing I'm not particularly fond on is a lot of wet, yeah? So hello Derek Arnold, hello, how are you doing? Family member I think there. So yeah, I'm not keen on all the wetness on the inside, and I like to have a bit of crunch in my salad. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my cucumber, actually I'm going to use this one, little half there, and all you do is just slice it in half. Now I'm using a technique called the bridge there, okay, so I've just sliced it in half. Now you can see you've got all these seeds in here. Now that's all the wet seed in there, yeah? There you go, Instagram and Facebook. So all you do is you take a teaspoon and you just scrape out those seeds. That's taking out all the sort of moist seeds there, so you can see what's left in the bowl. Now don't waste them, okay? Some people might throw them away. If you're making smoothies, things like that, you've got the NutriBullet, add them in there, absolutely fine, okay? So I'll just do the same with this side here. Teaspoon, and scrape out the seeds. And then you're left with no seeds in your cucumber. Now we've got a little crescent there, sort of shape, so if I just show you that, I'll just slice through. You can see you've got like a little crescent, so you can do them like that, pop them in, or you can half it again, line it up, and then we're using something here called a rock chop. And again, I'm going to do a knife session, so don't worry too much about that, guys. So we've got some nice little crescents there, but just show you them. Have a little look at that. Sporting some rather fetching blue-purple gloves today. So we'll just show you through here. Slice through like so. Rock chop, keeping your fingers tucked in. And then we've got our lovely cucumber. So, nice and crunchy. It's going to stay nice and crisp that way as well, without the seeds in. And then the next thing I'm going to do is my onion. Now I've just peeled this. Take the skin off, and again on the knife skills I'll go more in depth with this on another session. But for this salad, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice through nice and fine. So yeah, so we're heading to spring, the lighter nights, we all want to get outdoors and be a little bit healthier. So salads are a great thing to eat. I must admit, I was not really a big fan of them in the past, but I'm starting to really get into them now. Long gone are the days of, like I say, just having sliced tomatoes, sliced cucumbers. You can really sort of add a bit of fun to your salads. Sitting out in the garden, barbecues, or whatever you might be, little picnics when we're allowed out again. Lovely to take on those, yeah? So I've got my onions and I've got my cucumber in there. And then here, I've got some cherry tomatoes. Now, it's only because these have come in and they've gone out to our charity food members, but use whatever tomatoes you've got. So you can use your salad tomatoes. There's some lovely varieties there. You can get the coloured ones. So just try, experiment, mix it up a bit as well. And with these, I'm just going to slice them in half. You can do them lengthways. You can do them in half that way. So you've got a little bit of different texture. Have a look at that. If you've got the bigger ones, put them in quarters, things like that. So just mix them up. It gives the mouth a different feel. Makes it a little bit interesting. You can do them in quarters, halves. So we'll slice through a few of these. So hopefully you guys are into doing the salads. Like I say, it's a nice way of getting extra vegetables and fruit as well, believe it or not, into your diet. So that's a nice thing to do. Go for things that are in season, because obviously they're a lot cheaper as well. So if you're offering to Barnsley Market or Leeds Market or whatever market it might be, basically you're going to find seasonal veg and it's going to be cheaper as well. Big shout out to Amy as well. Hello, thank you for joining us. Now I believe that it was a special birthday for you yesterday. So happy birthday and happy returns to you, Amy. And Ema joining us as well from Fairshare. Lovely. So, have a look in there. You've got your cucumber, you've got your onion, and you've also got your tomato so far. Lovely. Now, the next thing we're going to be putting in is some olives. Now, not everyone's a fan of olives. I absolutely love them, but it's an acquired taste. Some people would say traditionally you'd have the black olives. Gone for green ones here. They've been pitted. You can get them with pimentos, chilies, all sorts like that in. Different cones, you can get them in lemon, you can get them with herbs on, all sorts. What we tend to recommend is, if possible, get them with the stones in. Better for flavour, you'll get them, they're all wrinkled, really, really nice and tasty. If you get them in the sort of jars, they tend, or even in some tins, they tend to be a little bit more, I feel like, synthetic. So in terms of taste as well. So try and get them with the stones in. Again, you can get these in places like the market as well. And we'll just slice a few of these up. And again, like I say, if you're not a fan of olives, just leave them out. Make the salad your own. This is just basically to give you a few ideas of things you can add in. And again, slice them in half, one way or the other, just to make it a little bit interesting. Believe that Ema's a big fan of olives. Anyone not a fan of olives? I love them, but they are very much an acquired taste. The other thing to bear in mind as well is when you're making things like salads or any dish, think about the ingredients you're using, and the reason being is olives by nature are quite salty, so you're probably not going to add any more salt to the actual dish. Also, we're using feta cheese here today, and feta cheese by nature is also salty, so again, you have to be careful about things like that, yeah? So just think about the food you're using, how it tastes, before you start adding extra unnecessary salt onto it, yeah? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add on some lettuce leaves. Now, the traditionalists would say you don't really have a lettuce leaf on a Greek salad. You would more or less have it like that with the olives, some herbs in, a nice dressing, feta cheese on top, and just serve it as it is. But I just want to show you in terms of lettuce, yeah? So when you buy your lettuce, you can get loads of different sorts. So iceberg, baby gem, whatever it is that you're going to get, yeah? These ones are two-tone ones, lovely, baby gem. So basically, give it a good wash. Now, you can buy lettuce in bags, and I know it says wash ready to eat. Personally speaking, I still give it a wash because you don't want it to be packaged in, how it's been packed. So give it a wash, but you're going to find that the lettuce leaf is obviously wet. So what you do is you pop it in a little salad spinner, like so. Give it a little spin, and then basically, it's going to dry your leaves off. And all that water's come out, yeah? Okay. That's all very well and good, but what happens if you haven't got a salad spinner? Well, Mark, I'm glad you've asked that question, my friend. If you haven't got a salad spinner, just get yourself a colander, give it a wash, drain it off, pat it dry with a clean tea towel, something like that. Okay, so there's ways and means that can be adapted, yeah? So, we're getting to the stage now where I'm just going to start to think about plating this up. So I'm just going to take some of my salad leaves on like so. And again, you can do this however you like. And then I've got my mix here with my olives, my onion, my cucumber, my tomatoes. I've got my cheese, which I've just sliced. Now, some people like to put these in little cubes. Some people like to crumble feta over. You can do it however you like. I personally like to have little slabs of feta on my Greek salad, if you like. Okay, have a little look at that, the colours on there. Okay, so great way of getting your 5 a day, nice and fresh, nice and fragrant. So we've got our leaves washed, we've got them spun, we've got all our ingredients ready to go, so we're ready to serve up. Now you can do all this and you can put it in bowls and you can put it in the fridge, cover it, etc. Yeah? But I want to show you guys how to make your own dressing. Because back in the day I used to go out and buy like a jar of dressing, okay, and it might cost us £2 or whatever it is, for a specific recipe that I was doing. But then I would use it for that recipe and I'd have about 3/4 of the jar left. And I'd pop it in the fridge. And then a couple of months later I'm rooting about in the fridge looking for something. And I find that dressing and I think to myself, oh, it's been open for a couple of months now, I'm going to bin it. So you've wasted it. So I'm just going to show you how you can save some money. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a dressing. So the first thing you're going to need is you're going to need to keep yourself a jar. So a nice jam jar, any jar, give it a clean out, keep yourself a clean jar for jam jar dressings. Okay, nice and simple to do. Now, there's a general rule of thumb when you make dressings. It's 3 parts oil, 1 part acidity. Okay, so we're using extra virgin olive oil. Don't use that for cooking. Okay, keep your extra virgin olive oil for your salads, etc. Okay, now if you haven't got extra virgin olive oil, you've just got normal olive oil, that's perfectly fine to use as well, or rapeseed oil as well. Okay, but the general rule of thumb is 3 parts oil. Hopefully you can see that. And then 1 part acidity. So what do we mean by acidity? Well, we're thinking along the lines of vinegar, so red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, balsamic vinegar. You can also use lemons, limes. I've even done salads where I've used orange, so orange juice, for a bit of acidity as well. But 3 parts oil, 1 part acidity. Now because I've got tomatoes in this and it goes really well, I'm going to add red wine vinegar. So I've got some red wine vinegar here and I'm just going to pop in 1 tablespoon. So I've got my 3 parts oil and 1 part vinegar. Okay, it's a very, very simple dressing this. Pop your lid on, give it a shake up, it emulsifies, and that is your dressing. Now, you could add mustard, again be careful about allergens, but you could add mustard into this dressing as well. You can also make a nice yogurt one, okay? I know Amy likes balsamic vinegar, that's a nice one, so you can put balsamic in here. But yeah, season it, you could put salt, pepper in, you could put chilies in, you could even make your own little oils and put in things like rosemary or thyme or basil and make like nice flavoured oils as well and then add them to your dressings. But a very simple one, tomato and oil, okay? But yeah, mustard, yogurt dressings, anything goes. Little chopped fine shallots, anything like that, yeah? So dressing's done, salad's washed and it's been spun. I'm just going to add in now into my tomato mix a little pinch of oregano, okay? If you can get fresh herbs, so fresh oregano, even better, yeah? But dried's absolutely fine. So a little sprinkle on there of our oregano. And then I'm just going to pour over a little bit of my dressing. Now it's key here because don't drown it in dressing. Less is more, okay? Give it a little mix up, very careful. You could put the lettuce leaf in here as well, that would be fine. And then very carefully put it all together in the middle like so. Give it a bit of life, a bit of height. Add a few things on there. Take your cheese and then you can just sort of dot that around randomly, break a few pieces up if you like. Now don't dress your salads until the very last minute. And the reason for that is the acidity, so in this case from the red wine vinegar, will wilt your leaves, okay? So keep your dressing to one side and just as you're about to serve it, dress it right at the end, okay? Otherwise, as I say, the acidity is going to wilt all your leaves. A little bit more dressing over the top there, like so. And then a little more pinch of oregano. And that there, guys, is a very, very simple salad, okay, with your own homemade dressing. Nice and healthy, nice and fresh. So, a few more little ideas for you. In terms of salads, yeah, so we touched on fruit. So you can use fruit as well. You can chop up segments of oranges, grapefruit. Believe it or not, strawberries work really well. So strawberries and basil, you can add them together as well. Think about shredded chicken. So maybe at the weekend you've had a roast dinner and you've got some chicken left in the fridge. Shred that, put chicken in. Think about eggs, you can add in eggs. What else can you add? Salmon, you could cook a nice piece of salmon and serve that with some salad. Cheese, obviously we've got feta in there, but try different cheeses. You could do like, I don't know, for example, some blue cheese, so some Roquefort or something. If you've got that, give it a little bit of a French feel to it. If you're doing an Asian style meal, so you're doing some salmon pan fried maybe with some ginger, etc., you could make a nice little Asian inspired salad as well. Other things you can add, you can try different leaves to give it a bit of different texture. Think about other vegetables you can add in, green beans, etc. But don't just think about cold salads. Think about warm salads as well. So we're in a banging season with one of my favourite produce at the moment, which is the Jersey Royal potato. So Jersey Royals, nicely cooked off, a little zest of lemon over there, some fresh mint, some olive oil, some warmed green beans. That's a nice little warm salad on the side with maybe a poached egg on or something. That's a nice thing to do. Some broccoli, you could add in some broccoli. Anything goes, just use your imagination. Now, I also want to talk to you about making this a bit balanced. So, we've got our lovely salad, and that fits nicely in with all fresh fruit and veg, etc. Yeah? We've got protein from the cheese, or if you're going to have some, some, for example, feta, or if you're going to have some chicken or whatever it might be, tofu, you want to go down the route of a vegetarian option, whatever it might be. We want to also balance it up. So you could, of course, serve it with a lovely nice loaf, a nice wholemeal loaf with a little bit of butter on or something. But think about things like rice salads. So you could make a lovely rice salad, just be careful when you cook it, make sure you're cooling it down properly, etc. But a lovely rice salad, a nice way of adding a different carb there. You've also got pasta. Pasta salads are a lovely thing to do, very, very simple, very, very quick to do as well. And then another little idea is on the route of Asian sort of style cuisine. Got these now, these are soba noodles, buckwheat noodles. Well, they cook off in a little bit of water. You could add in some chopped spring onions, some nice broccoli, a little bit of sesame oil, some sesame seeds on top, a little bit of chicken, or you could do mushrooms, some nice stir-fried mushrooms in there as well. So think about noodles and do little inspired salads like that as well. There's loads, isn't there? So, the other thing as well is lentil salads. We've talked about French salads, things like tuna niçoise, you can add in fresh tuna. Green lentils, cook them off, make a nice little lentil salad as well. Adding protein, think about bean salads. So you can do like different kinds of beans, put butter beans in, cannelloni beans, haricot beans, mix it all up, make a nice little bean salad as well. Tuna, adding protein, tin tuna's fine, absolutely fine in a salad. Just drain it off. I always get it in spring water rather than brine or oil. Drain that off, add them into the salads as well. Lovely, nice and healthy, isn't it? Okay, now, you don't just have to chop your salads like we've just done there. I want to show you something else as well. So, we've got a carrot here. Now, make sure, as I said at the beginning, that you wash all your fruit and vegetables, yeah? You don't necessarily have to peel it, okay? So long as it has a good wash, it's fine. There's lots of nutrients, lots of vitamins within the skin as well, yeah? But I want to show you another little alternative. Now, just grab my bowl here, because in true Blue Peter style, I did some earlier on. But instead of going down the route of chopping them like that, yeah, how about doing little ribbons? So you're going to take your speed peeler, being very careful. We're just going to take off the first outer level, if you like, or layer. And as I say, you don't have to do that. I'm just showing you this for now. And then work your speed peeler through, like so. And you're left with nice sort of ribbons, like that. And it just adds a little bit more interest. So we've got some in the bowl here. Now I chopped them earlier, so what I've done is I've just squeezed a little bit of lime juice on just to stop them from discolouring. But that's a nice little thing to do, so you can do little ribbons like that. Same with your cucumber, it's been washed, so let's give it a little bit of a peel. Add a little bit of colour, a little bit of green. Give that a peel. Going back to your carrots briefly as well, when you're doing a carrot salad, you can also, when you shave it like that, if you plunge that into cold ice water and leave it in the sort of fridge, and then the next day take it out, pop it in a salad spinner, dry it all off. It's really, really crunchy. It holds its shape. It's really, really crunchy and delicious, yeah? So try doing that as well. Another thing that goes really well, think about fennel. So fennel works well with carrot. So you can do fennel and carrot salad. Just do really fine shavings of fennel. Lovely. So hopefully you're all getting inspired to do some nice salads this weekend as well. So just show you there, you've got your cucumber, you've got your carrot as well. So just show you there, little ribbons. When you're doing stir fries as well, do that. It'll mix it up completely, so just do little ribbons as well. Take yourself a little bowl, just get my cucumber, carrots, etc. like so. Add a bit on there. And you could really zhuzh it up as well. You could put on things there like, I don't know, like say a squeeze of lime juice as well, some fresh coriander, some chilli, okay? All I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some toasted black sesame seeds, like so. So if you've got a nice piece of pan-fried salmon with some chilies and ginger, etc., you could have that as a little side on there as well. What do you think of that? Mark, you enjoying it? Good stuff. Okay, so there you go. You've got a couple of salad ideas there. You've got a nice carrot, fresh carrot, and cucumber with toasted sesame seeds. But again, get adventurous, guys. It's all about trying different flavours, experiment with different ideas. So we've got that salad. We've got our Greek salad as well. So imagine that in the middle of the table for everyone to get stuck in with. Some nice roast lamb that's coming up to Easter. Have that, or some nice slices of beef or cooked chicken or whatever it might be. So there's a few ideas there for you to be getting on with. Jam jar dressings, general rule, 3 parts oil, 1 part acidity. Think about adding in proteins in the forms of different beans, pulses, etc., or your different meats, etc. as well. Nice and fresh, make sure you wash things. Hopefully that's covered everything. It's been a lot there, but hopefully there's some great ideas. I'll get them up on YouTube, it'll be on Facebook as well. I'll get some pictures up. If you've got any questions, keep them coming through. We'll get on and answer them. Big thank you as always to Georgina, who's behind the cameras yet again. And of course, a big thank you to you guys for watching.